Greetings, fellow souls. My name is Anya, aka the High Yoga, and today I will be giving you a collective energy tarot reading using my original Pentagram or elemental tarot spread, which covers all of the five elements earth, air, fire, water, spirit. As placements that indicate the, generally speaking, um, metaphorically stand for the primary areas of our being in the earthly realm through the major four elements plus spirit, which is all encompassing. And the elements represent fire would be action, earth would be the material realm, air is the mental realm, water is the emotional realm, and spirit all the way up here. If you can see it, I hope this angle works. Um, Let me know if it doesn't or what I can change to better accommodate these readings. This is my very first video in a very long time, and unfortunately, some of the tech. I'm having some tech issues with the streaming situation right now, but I do plan on fixing. So I do apologize for that. But let's get rid of those energies of doubt and um, jump into the focus on this reading, because your consciousness is the most valuable asset for each of us. Your power flows where your attention goes. I often say your focus is your hocus pocus, because this is why we say that we pay attention. If you think about it, everything we do, when we say we put our time and energy into whatever it may be, what that really is, in summary, is we're putting our focus, our attention into something or someone, whether it's a project or something we're consuming, such as a program, a movie, or any other type of program, right? We are programmable beings by nature because of the supercomputer between our ears, super biocomputer known as the brain. But without going off on a tangent, I'm going to keep it really simple for this first reading for you guys, and keep it positive. Not allow the obstacles to prevent me from giving you guys my best work. I've been doing this for several decades. I'm also a master's level therapist, so hashtag tarot therapy. I like to combine the best of both worlds. An experienced cartomancer, an experienced therapist as well, and psychic medium. So that being said, I'd like you to clear your mind, focus on your breath. If you do have an issue or something that's been on your mind, a question of sorts, anything that you may have been wondering about a lot lately, that you wanted to maybe know a little bit more about from spirit, which is to some degree really our own subconscious minds and our superconscious minds, which are connected at higher levels of consciousness. We are all one. The higher you go in the dimensions and levels of consciousness, the more oneness we are as a collective human consciousness. So, no, I totally lost track of where I was going with that. But if it's important, it will come back to me. However, yes, so this practice, we're interconnected beyond time and space, because you're going to watch this in your eternal now moment. The eternal now moment is all that exists. Time is not a thing, actually. It's only a thing to a certain degree. for us, we kind of invented it, created it as a tool to measure change. Oh, there's our first and second card. Let me go ahead and place those. So this is upside down to me. So earth, air, and fire, and water. I'm using a method here called the pop card method, which is like popcorn. I invented it myself, kind of letting the cards pop out on their own as we focus. And oh, I was saying, if you did have something on your mind, just go ahead and focus on that question right now. And if not, if you just wanted, to, out of curiosity, or see, what your energy is like right now, then you can just clear your mind and focus on your breath. And I will do the same. Let's see, I need 3 more cards to pop out. So yes, so this spread is all about reading into the now moment, whenever your now moment is. Like I said, will be connected through space and time when you watch this video. Also known as quantum entanglement from the theoretical physics perspective. Not just theoretical anymore either. This is a theory that carries much weight. Look up quantum entanglement if that's something that resonates with you. It explains to a great degree. It's one of the many, in my opinion, many physics theories that support the mechanics or the understanding of how divination works, how the tarot works. Okay, if I don't get any more popcorn here, I'm just going to pull intuitively. Fire. Water. And last but not least, spirits. All right, so we're going to read into these energies one at a time. That's why I have them flipped over this way. And then once we have analyzed each of them individually, then I'll give you a synopsis of how they all work together. Since our energies are that way, we have in our lives different compartments, obviously, and then everything is intricately interconnected, within and without, as the mind, so the universe, as the universe, so the mind, as the individual, so the collective. So let's begin. Earth, in the Earth position, we have the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands represents victory. This is someone who has succeeded in some kind of venture. They are metaphorically, maybe even physically speaking, parading themselves through the town, or maybe showing off their a trophy, whether that's physical or non-physical. They have definitely achieved something of value, or they've overcome a challenge. They've won some type of battle. It could definitely have been an internal thing, but this is something that is acknowledged publicly, and it has a lot to do with action. Fire is an element, a suit of action. So this is a masculine energy, yes, but remember, each of us carries, we're in duality, the world of yin and yang. Each of us carries masculine and feminine energies, just like we have a left and a right side of our bodies, a left and a right hemisphere of our brain. So psychoanalyst Carl Jung called it the anima and the animus, so like the feminine and masculine energies within. So not necessarily does this mean, you are a man, or even necessarily mean that you are in your masculine energy, but it could indicate that that side of you. I'm picking up on potentially some boastfulness, pride, not in the negative sense because this is an upward card. So a taking pride in what you have achieved, and in a way that is well deserved. You are recognized. There is a lot of recognition here, public recognition, recognition within the family circle or circle of friends. And since this is in the earth position, in the material realm, the physical, the tangible, here in our pentagram spread, it's indicative of the fact that it's seen and perceived by, objectively by the public and, like I was saying, others. And it is, I keep wanting to say paraded. It's something I associate with this, the Six of Wands, this victory. So let's move ahead so we can get more energies and then connect them little by little. That's the most exciting part. Um, no, everything about tarot is exciting to me, but there's different parts and they're just exciting for different reasons. So in the fire position, which is fire typically is all about action, we have an ace, the Ace of Pentacles. Actually, what's interesting is we had a fire in the earth's position and we have an earth in the fire position. So, aces are the epitome of everything, just like in regular playing cards, which, by the way, can also be used for divination very similarly to the tarot, even though they don't have a major arcana, but that's a story for a different day. The Ace of Pentacles is now, here, let me take a moment here to see how I can best express this efficiently and effectively without confusion. So in the upright position, an Ace of Earth is a brand new start in the material realm. It is something tangible, very likely to do with financial or something else of material value that has allowed for a foundation or a new foundation or a new venture that is physically valuable in nature, like material. It's something like money, something that can be calculated in the material realm, in the earth realm. So an investment or something like that, for example. But it's in the action fire, in the action placement, and it's reversed. So as far as this reading goes, whenever you and this message meet each other, if it resonates, take what resonates, leave the rest, of course. This is a time that you are not taking this offer or opportunity for an investment of some sorts that is, you are not beginning a particular project, or you are not providing the material or monetary, uh, you're not putting in money towards something. You're not you're not betting on a game. You're not investing in a particular opportunity. You're not giving your anything that's valuable, even if it's not money necessarily. Anything that's tangible, valuable in the physical realm right now. Insofar as this story here goes, this reading, this energy, it might make sense with the rest of the cards a little bit better. So now in the water position, we have the Emperor. This is a major arcana card, and the Emperor stands for like all things. This is like the ultimate patriarch. This is someone who, because he's upright, he's reliable. He rules his kingdom in a very diplomatic and, and just and fair, and he takes very firm and decisive actions for the betterment of all, or the interest of the whole. What's that term I'm looking for? The guess the greater good. He rules his kingdom the way that a good father would. I guess rule isn't the best word with him, but a good father would support and guide and protect his family. So that would be in the um, sorry, I'm searching for the particular word. That would be in like the microcosmic sense, the patriarch of the family, and here we have the macrocosmic, the ruler of the land. But this is archetypes I'm talking. This is metaphors. So in the collective reading, metaphors are very helpful because these these symbols, this imagery and what it stands for is going to play out for each individual person in a more specific way in their life in terms of their story. These themes apply to the collective, which mean the collective. When I say that, I mean that's anyone and everyone who's going to view this, especially if you resonate with it. But the specific stories and details obviously are going to play out for each individual very uniquely within their life when this message comes through to them. And this is in the water position, in the emotional realm. So you're feeling emotionally secure because there is either you have taken on this energy of the Emperor, this very fair, just, loving patriarch who protects, secures, um, makes executive decisions that are based on, um, uh, like I said, the the interest of everyone in and the best interest of everyone involved, um, and is very whatever the opposite of flaky or uncertain. It can be relied upon. So a lot of emotional security here in the yes, in the water. So there's emotional security, and I'm already starting to analyze these together, but I'm going to wait to the very end. Okay, I know it's kind of keeping it pretty general. I don't want this reading to be, I don't want to rant and repeat myself too much. Oh, I want to save spirit for last, so let's do air. In the air position, we have the Seven of Pentacles. So this is Earth in the air position. Air is mental. It's our thoughts, the mind, the mental realm, and we have an Earth card here. So again, we're talking about the physical, material, tangible, perhaps monetary, something that has monetary value, um, something that is perceived objectively as valuable or at minimum valuable to you, but it is something that is um, it's a thing, basically. I'd say it that way. It's a thing. It's tangible one way or the other. So this is a harvest. This represents someone who is reaping what they've sown, essentially, in in a nutshell, for the Seven of Pentacles. And in the mental position for the air, it indicates to me that you are you are thinking about how you've reaped what you've sown, that you're really deliberating upon the fact that you've made a decision at some point in the past to plant some seeds, whether it was an investment, initiative, um, some kind of foundation that you have built that then grew, your harvest grew, metaphorically speaking, and you are now looking at the fruits of your labor and you're contemplating this a lot in your mind. And so I would assume that, especially because it is upright, I would assume that your thoughts have been positive, because you are, again, it's like there's a lot of, contemplation and thought going into how you have um, you have gained from your past actions. There's some physical. There's a payoff here, quite literally. This could be money or other assets that are valuable in our earthly realm that can be exchanged for something else that's valuable. So, everything is energy. Money is energy. Money is the physical form of pure energy. Energy comes in all these different forms. That's what these elements are. They're all different forms of energy. And energy, just like everything else, exists on this infinite spectrum, of which we humans only have such as, basically that basic seven, the basic seven colors, the basic seven notes, those basic seven chakras, basic, of that small part, and our 5/6 senses. I say /6 because we're moving into a time where we're going back into, because I believe the ancients used our sixth sense. Well, everything's cyclical and spiral. I'm getting off my mind, getting mentally scattered right now, because when I get downloads during reading, sometimes and I apologize, it's difficult for me to stay in a straight line when I speak, because I'm getting kind of bombarded with information. But going back to this deliberation on how you're going back to what did I do right here? What were these actions that allowed this gain to come about? Even if it's not physical money per se, it's definitely an asset that has value in the earthly realm, that it can be, further built upon, can be exchanged for something else. You'll understand it. If this resonates with you, you'll understand what this means. So now you're thinking, uh, you're you're going to use that mental energy to continue to, now that you've learned. See, that's another thing about the mental realm is learning. You've learned from this experience, and so there's the value in that as well. I feel like there was something, I was just on the group of sharing this wisdom that came through. I call them downloads. A lot of people do, and it went away because the higher frequency information, it's harder to hold on to, of course, just like anything that's moving fast or whatever. Okay, if it's important, it'll definitely come back to me. Just got to trust and go with the flow. So finally, in the spirit position, which typically is going to, in and of itself, like, bring this all together. It's almost like, kind of like the summary of what is this all about, because we are souls on a human journey. Every experience, every lesson, every day, every moment, even, you can break it down like that. It just all depends on how you perceive your world, your reality. Each of us is a world in and of ourselves. We are a consciousness that is infinite, eternal, just like our God's first creator. Um, we have so much more power than we were programmed to believe. And so if you resonate with what I'm saying, you'll understand why that spirit position, that points, this the power of the pentagram and the spirit position here is essentially, um, that why is it what underlies all of the other elements, as well as um, explains what every message and every experience is all about. Okay, another king. And this is the King of Pentacles in a reverse position. So, the first thing that came to me, kind of quick and simple, is that money isn't everything. Okay. So now this is one of the basic messages, not the whole entire message here, but immediately based especially on the other cards here that tell this story, that this spiritual or karmic lesson, depending on who I'm speaking to here, um, the lesson here, the lesson, or I guess lesson would probably be the best word, or the or the what the takeaway maybe of this here story or experience, or what the cards are symbolizing in terms of your now moment, or this space and time in your life when you're absorbing this information here, is that even though uh, physical, tangible, monetary assets that allow us to survive and thrive in the earthly realm are absolutely important and necessary, there's no denying that. And that's not what this is saying. But what it is saying is that it's not everything in life. It's not, you're going to a spirit position, that's not going to fulfill your soul. And that kind of like seems like common sense. However, just some of you, whoever I'm speaking to, is this something that had to be learned in a way where you experience this prosperity and this victory? So there's a victory where the action that was not taken, uh, this pentacle, this something valuable, or an investment or something, whatever, in the earthly realm, the what was considered valuable by most, money, was not taken because, or not because, but perhaps, yes, I'm trying to tie it all together here. There's the victory is in, so because this the emperor is like all the kings combined, right? He knows what he's doing. He's unshakable, and somebody is in this in the water position. This is emotional security. This is, you don't need anything outside of yourself, and you are able to also be compassionate, understanding, as well as logical. And okay, and so the major spiritual takeaway here is that you made a good choice. You see, this was denied. This choice wasn't made to give away and something that was of monetary value, not to take this action, to either start a new thing like a business, or make an investment, or to give away something that's valuable physically. And the spiritual lesson here is that you still get to hold on. So you're still a king, with, or this here is the same. This is reversed and this is reversed. So that's in part of the victory. You have still reaped a great harvest in your mind and in your emotions. You are steady and stable. You're victorious. And none of it had to do with you using your financial power at all. So there's something that's the summary of the story, generally speaking. And take what resonates, leave the rest because it's going to be unique for each of you guys. Okay, that's all I have for now. I got to run, and I'll see you again soon. Namaste.